What's going on YouTube? Happy Monday. I just want to make a response to a comment that I received. Actually, it's a question. And I think it's a very good question. And here it goes. It comes from White Army 1918. And this is what he says, or she says. I don't know if it's a he or she. I believe all the success you have and the places you have been to. I just think you're not telling the whole story. Did you or your wife inherit money to start one or many business ventures, or did you get your startup money from an older relative or in-law? Did you win a lawsuit against a former employer? There are always a lot more to the story that successful people never tell about how they got started. And I think that's a great question. Great question. So I'm going to answer that question today. Let me just put my laptop down here. So here it goes. I want you guys to get out your pen and paper. Give you some time to go ahead and get that. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I got the money to start my business. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, here we go. Now, this is how I received the money to start my business. You ready? Save and be frugal. I'm going to say that again. Save and be frugal. Let me tell you a story that happened to me many years ago. I remember there was a time I didn't have enough money to pay for a swap meet spot that was about $14. But I had product. I had lost all the money. Not lost all the money, but I had spent all the money because I'm trying to survive. I'm paying high rent. I'm doing all these things and couldn't pay. $14, barely could scrape change. So I think what I did was I took the change that I had and I cashed the change at a freaking store. Like one little store where you pour your change in, whatever. And it came to be just a little bit over $14. So I already had gas in my car. So I went out there and I said, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going to take two spots. I took a spot. My wife took a spot. Right? So we get out there. And before the end of that night, I sold with everything and passion inside of me. I just said, this has got to be the thing, because if this doesn't work, my business will probably no longer go on. Before that night was over, my wife and I counted the money at the hotel. We both had $800 in between the both of us. $800. So we're talking about a little bit of product left over. Paid for the spot, $800 at the end. When that happened, that probably was one of the most biggest lessons that happened to me in my lifetime when it came to business. It taught me something, and this is what it taught me. It taught me that in order to make money, you don't need a big business plan. All you need to do is be small. Why be small? You see, the biggest mistake that people start to make when it comes to business is, I need to get me a website. I need to get me some employees. I need to get me some inventory. I need to get me a building. They start thinking all this money, right? Before you know it, by the time they're done with their conversation with themselves, they're already up over $30,000, $40,000. And this is starting a business. So let me ask you a question. If you're starting anything in life, and you don't know diddly squat about a business, why are you starting with a mountain over your head? You see, the best way to start a business is to start where you are. Start with the change in your pocket. You see, here's the funny thing about it. I'm getting to a point in my life right now where I'm saving. Right? Listen to what I'm saying now. Where I'm saving more than some people make in a year. I became addicted to saving money. Now, later on down the road, I'm going to turn that money into some passive income or things of that nature. But right now, I'm just saving. I'm living a frugal lifestyle. I hate spending money. And if I do spend money, I like spending my money wisely. If I'm going to buy a shirt, I don't want to buy my shirt at a place where it's $30, $40, $50. I want to buy my shirt where it's $3. I go to the thrift store. I wasn't a fan of it in the beginning, but now I am. I've learned. You see, I'm not ashamed to tell that story, because that story helped build me where I am. Because I look at it like this: if it wasn't for business, there is no way that I could have turned my life from barely making anything to a six-figure income today. If it wasn't for all of the the problems and the hardships and the things I went through, I wouldn't be able to make it. I wouldn't be standing here today. I would be, right now it's freaking 9 o'clock. My game plan for today is to actually go to a school and pitch one of my products, which I've already pitched last week, and I'm going there to finalize everything about 11:30. So I'm going to go, shave the face, put my nice shirt on and things of nature, whatever, and I'm going to create some income, because I've learned that. I've learned how to make a dollar without punching into a clock. So White Army, here's the part that kills me though. The way you ask that question, you ask it if there is no way to do a business unless you get inheritance, unless you get a loan, unless you get some type of help. And see, that's the problem that a lot of people are having right now. They think they have to spend a lot of money to make a lot of money. And that's the biggest lie that's ever been told. One time I think I need to do a series on, and I think I need to call it this: the power of little things, the power of little products, the power of products that cost below $1 that can make you very, very wealthy. So let me hear some of you guys' stories. Some of you guys have started businesses with $500 and things of this nature. You know, and I'll say this again for those of you who didn't catch this. I had a professor in college, and this is what he said: I would rather have 3 to 5 businesses that are between a range of $3,500 starting, than to go out and pay $200,000 or $300,000 or more for franchises and businesses of this nature. There's a lot of wisdom in that. So, thank you guys for watching this channel. If this is your first time, glad to have you. Please tell your friends. Let's make this movement a lot bigger, because the thing about it is this: there need to be more voice. I can't even talk here. More voices in America like this, with positivity. We need to bring America back to what it used to be, and the way to do it is to start from the bottom up. So, with that said, guys, see you later.